Did anyone see what we saw? The courtroom walls may still be trembling from the slap heard throughout hip-hop history. Yes, in front of the judge, cameras, and a room full of shocked onlookers, Jim Jones's mother open-handed Chrissy. What caused this chaos? Oh, it was just a little something called the leaked tapes that came from Cameron's vault of receipts and revealed secrets so poisonous they could corrode a diamond grill. Now tell me, what kind of family reunion ends with lashes, threats from the law, and a legendary rapper dropping bombshells from the shadows? We're talking about hidden betrayal. This isn't just another day in Harlem drama. This is the implosion of a hip-hop dynasty. And baby, it's messier than a lace front in a thunderstorm. Let's unpack this disaster piece by leaked piece and rewind. The chaos because before the slap, before the courtroom gasps, and before Cameron. What exactly is hidden inside those tapes that Cameron leaked at the worst possible moment? Agendas in a courtroom showdown so wild that it's practically Love and Hip Hop Supreme Court edition. It's turned into a one-man TMZ leak machine. This drama had been simmering like bad blood at a family cookout for more than 10 years. This triangle is not new to controversy, but this time it exploded in a setting no one saw coming inside a New York courthouse under oath. With lawyers ducking and bailiffs too stunned to step in. Therefore, let's start with the day the court date was announced. Jim Jones's son had already been in the news for allegedly assaulting Cameron for a long time. Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, Cameron decided to post a mysterious Instagram story with the 3 words, "Check your girl," and a grainy screenshot of what appeared to be a voice memo between Chrissy and an unidentified man. The implication was that he was cheating, lying, and double-crossing. Cam didn't name names, but the internet didn't need him to. And within hours, the Disreezy tapes were trending on Twitter. And everyone from DJ academics to the Shade Room had their own conspiracy theories. If there's one thing that the notorious Mama Jones has made over the years, it's that she never trusted Chrissy. She didn't trust her when Chrissy proposed, when she moved into Jim's house, or when she began to appear in Dipset Business as though she had some sort of executive title. Now that Cameron was stirring things up and implying that Chrissy had engaged in some very shady side dealings, the courtroom was about to turn into a battlefield. The court session was as soon as, according to a source close to the courtroom staff, Mama Jones wore what witnesses described as a funeral dress and revenge energy as Chrissy entered the room wearing oversized sunglasses, red bottoms, and her trademark scowl. In this case, it is alleged that Mama Jones had already heard the tape, that she had been feeding Cameron information for years. At that point, the matter escalated beyond simple personal betrayal and involved secrets, strategies, finances, and hidden beefs. Jim continued to defend the woman to the world as the judge arrived and the court proceedings started. According to insiders, the tension was so high that a diamond-encrusted nail file could cut her. Chrissy sat rigidly, and the prosecution used Cameron's tapes to argue that the attack might have been retaliation for deep personal betrayals. At that point, witnesses say that she got up, turned to Chrissy, and yelled something inaudible that was thought to include the phrase, "You home-wrecking traitor," before slapping her right arm. The judge slammed the gavel's face open-palmed loudly and disrespectfully, and public security was frozen. She just sat there, her face red, her jaw clenched, her eyes wide, as if she had seen the ghost of everything she had been hiding. Then calmly, she reached into her Birkin and calmly took out what looked like a USB drive. Yes, the plot twist is that while Cameron's tapes started the fire, Chrissy arrived prepared with fire of her own, and the USB allegedly contained hours of surveillance footage, recordings, and financial documents meant to prove she wasn't the snake in the grass. The court was immediately recessed and security escorted both women out. But the cameras were already rolling and fans outside were screaming. One woman reportedly fainted when she heard Chrissy yell, "You think you're the queen? You built your throne on lies?" And that, dear viewer, was just the first 20 minutes. So where does this tangled mess of generational beef, leaked betrayal, and hip-hop family dysfunction go from here? Let's talk history, because Mama Jones hasn't just disliked Chrissy. She has openly waged war on her since the after the court fight. Cameron posted again, this time with a video of Chrissy crying in what appeared to be a hotel room timestamped just 2 weeks before Jim's son allegedly assaulted him. The caption read, "Truth always comes out even when they try to slap it away. Petty, brutal, and straight up triggering." First, we're talking about shade-filled Instagram posts, viral Facebook rants, and even that infamous reality TV moment where Mama Jones called Chrissy a gold-digging opportunist with no loyalty. But now fans are asking, was this all planned? Did Cameron release the tapes to force a courtroom confrontation? Was the USB just bait? How long has Mama Jones known that her own son might have been used as a pawn in a battle of egos? These aren't just questions, they're landmines, and every response reveals another layer of this toxic story. One anonymous source close to the family claims Chrissy was planning to expose Mama Jones for using Jim's name in fraudulent real estate endeavors. Another insider claims Cameron and Chrissy had a private deal involving exclusive. This isn't just courtroom drama. It's a battle for control of Jim Jones's legacy. The biggest question that still stands is where the hell Jim Jones is in all of this. Because while the women are out there exchanging slaps and secrets like it's a game of chance, security footage purportedly shows Mama Jones whispering to her lawyer minutes before the incident while clenching something in her hand. It's possibly a printout of the leaked transcript. This story is getting out of hand, and fans aren't just looking for answers. They're demanding accountability. What began as a courthouse hearing for an assault case has now turned into a full-blown family implosion fueled by leaks, lies, and a slap so loud it might be heard. Jimmy has been ghost silent, disappearing without a tweet, appearance, or even a public statement defending either side. Some say he's hiding out in Miami, while others think he's working on a tell-all project about Dipset and putting distance between himself and the group before the fallout hits him too. Echo through the upcoming season of every reality show that airs. And just when you think it can't get any more chaotic, cameras captured Chrissy storming out of the courthouse with her shades off, her cheeks still red, and her public relations representatives shouting at the paparazzi to move away or catch a case. What's even more crazy is that she was grinning, not just a nervous smile, but that smug grin that tells you something is about to drop, and it did less than an hour later. An anonymous Twitter account that is now suspected to be run by one of Chrissy's close friends' allies leaked some of the security camera footage from that USB, which purportedly showed Mama Jones giving a manila envelope to a known Dipset associate inside a dubious Jersey City warehouse. The video was recorded just 2 days prior to Jim Jones's son's alleged assault on Cameron. The worst part is that the associate has a criminal record, a history of intimidation, and wait for it, is thought to have dated Mama Jones in the early 2000s. Now that we're talking about certified street ties, the rumors are rampant. Jones's name, or was it a well-planned hit with deeper roots and Chrissy is letting the streets do the talking? Within minutes, several blogs began reposting the footage, and in each one, there is audio distortion, blurred faces, and just enough mystery to lead people to believe that it's part of a much larger up. For example, is this a criminal love triangle or a power struggle between a mother and her mistress with actual legal repercussions? Where's Cameron during all of happening in Dubai? Yes, Cameron posted a video of himself riding camels, drinking tea, and laughing at the camera. Let him fight. I'm somewhere peaceful. The shade, timing, and audacity. I don't forget that his first leak started this whole firestorm. And now, he's halfway across the world watching it burn from a beach. Fans are divided. Some call him a brilliant puppet master who controls the entire narrative, while others call him messy, manipulative, and just plain reckless. But it gets even messier because the leaked footage from Chrissy's USB wasn't the only thing on that drive. Another clip of Jim Jones appeared on that drive. We're not saying that this is a RICO case waiting to happen, but we're also not saying that it's not. The drama has already reached Capitol Hill level interest. Rumors are circulating that VH1 producers are rushing to get the rights to the footage while lawyers are stepping in trying to prevent further harm. The voices haven't been confirmed, but fans are already doing CSI-level voice analysis on TikTok, comparing tones, breathing, patterns, and old Love and Hip Hop clips to match them up. And the general consensus is that it's definitely Jim. Definitely Jim. Cameron's camp allegedly received a cease and desist letter, but good luck enforcing that while he's in the desert without Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, Mama Jones has gone completely silent, with no Facebook posts, Instagram posts, or even selfies. Last time that happened, she was hospitalized for stress following the collapse of the Dipset reunion tour. So fans are concerned, but also suspicious. Is she planning to hide, or is she just getting ready to countersue Chrissy for defamation? Rumor has it that Chrissy may file charges for assault, which could lead to Mama Jones's demise. Up in the same courtroom where she slapped her future daughter-in-law's tongue? But let's take a moment to zoom out, because this whole situation is revealing much more than just personal drama. It's revealing a convoluted history of lies, backroom, deals and secrets that have been hidden under designer bags and hip-hop nostalgia. A former bodyguard for Dipset has come forward, naturally without revealing his identity, and stated that Chrissy was always the go-between for business dealings and dubious favors. He claims that she would set up meetings, move envelopes, and handle the feminine persuasion side of things while Jim and Cam and his family were at odds. And he even claimed that Jim's son was coerced into attacking Cameron not out of loyalty, but rather under pressure from his family. Mama Jones allegedly told him, "If you don't take care of this, you aren't really one of us." Phew, that's not just toxic. It's manipulation on the level of an HBO miniseries. And don't think the public isn't taking it all in stride? Street bloggers are breaking it down in real time, as if it were a murder trial. And one well-known YouTuber paused his own wedding live stream to join in. TMZ hinted at a significant development involving a former record label executive stepping in to salvage Jim's reputation. According to the story, major brands are reconsidering deals with him until the dust settles, because when your name is attached to a courtroom slap, leaked tapes, and potential RICO whispers, sponsors start ghosting very quickly. Let's talk about Jim again for a moment, because his lawsuit claims that Chrissy brought the receipts. But Mama brought the rage. This isn't just beef, it's war. What better way to clean up a mess than crying on camera while sipping herbal tea with Jada, nodding silently? According to rumors, he has already spoken to both women privately, but has refused to take a public stand until the legal heat has subsided. His PR team has reportedly advised him to lay low, restructure his image, and prepare a healing narrative. Red Table Talk is on the horizon. Jada's team has already contacted Chrissy and Jim for a one-time exclusive healing interview. She is reportedly pitching a documentary called Mother of the Mob: The Truth About Chrissy. Its title alone is enough to send every streaming service executive into a bidding war. Chrissy is already retaliating, as evidenced by her cryptic Instagram post from yesterday, which featured a black screen with white text that read, "I don't need to explain myself to anyone who made a name off my silence." There was no caption, no tags, just raw energy, and the comment section was chaotic. The real legacy is being questioned right now in Jim's, because how does a man who helped define Harlem sound like a diplomat to the grave and fight for Chrissy on national television end up in the middle of the most humiliating public family disaster hip-hop has seen since Kanye and Kris Jenner's leaked texts? The stakes are rising every hour, and judges are rescheduling court hearings. And lawyers are fighting for the suppression of according to the USB evidence. New witnesses are coming forward. And there are rumors of financial fraud, revenge affairs, and a second slap all over the internet. However, just as things were beginning to calm down, a new voice memo purportedly from Cameron's camp leaked online. This memo doesn't just mention Chrissy. It also suggests that Mama Jones attempted to bribe Cameron to keep the tapes from being made public. She allegedly offered him a piece of Harlem real estate, but Cameron turned down the hush money, and that's when the war started. Full-fledged political thriller in Timberlands and lace-front wigs, with the next court date scheduled for 2 weeks from now. The media had already dubbed it the hip-hop trial of the year before the hearing even started. Chrissy's team filed a formal complaint accusing Mama Jones of intimidation, public character assassination, and emotional terrorism use. That was the exact phrase used on Twitter, and it trended within 20 minutes. Meanwhile, the judge considered the case was making every effort to prevent the courtroom from devolving into a full-fledged reunion episode. But how can you maintain order when Chrissy is pretending not to cry and Mama Jones is audibly muttering? She's lucky it was just a slap, while reporters in the room described the atmosphere as emotionally flammable. The real twist came when Cameron's legal team entered the chat room. Yes, suddenly, Cameron's representatives presented what they're calling new and extended audio evidence. And it turns out that those leaked tapes were just what's worse. The tapes reveal a coordinated plan to keep Mama Jones out of any future media deals. One quote allegedly said, "She's old news. We need younger drama." That one line lit a match under the entire Harlem community, and some even booed yes inside a courtroom. The court received a full, unedited, raw version, and baby, it wasn't just Chrissy on there. There were voices that were thought to be Jim Jones, Mona Scott, and someone fans are calling the industry Mole. A former VH1 producer testified remotely under a pseudonym and voice distortion after half of the audience was removed. Outside, protesters were already forming, some holding signs that read, "Respect the OGs." Others were holding enlarged screenshots of Chrissy allegedly laughing after the slap. Whether or not the image was real didn't matter. It was going viral again. Even mainstream outlets like The Shade Room and Baller Alert were providing minute-by-minute updates. Location. They said that Chrissy and Mona had been planning to release edited footage to paint Mama Jones as mentally unstable. Fee, the judge had to request an order again by this point because the bailiff's audience and Twitter were all exhausted. Then, they dropped the bombshell that Chrissy had allegedly offered hush money to a camera operator to destroy behind-the-scenes footage that would clear Mama Jones's name. The judge went completely pale. Chrissy turned completely red. And Mama Jones's sister was filing her nails as if she already knew. In the meantime, Jim Jones, who had been keeping his distance, posted a single line on Instagram that read, "I told you guys to stop playing with my moms." Within 40 minutes, Chrissy's lawyers were clearly in a panic, their entire defense crumbling with each new revelation. They attempted to spin the tale by claiming that the witness was untrustworthy and that the tapes were manipulated, but the public had already made up their minds. By the third day of the hearings, Chrissy had completely stopped showing up. Team said she was suffering from medical exhaustion, but insiders say she simply couldn't handle the humiliation. Cameras captured her leaving the courthouse through a back door while being escorted by security. She was hiding under a hoodie, and the caption read, "When you play dirty and the dirt comes back to bury you." At the same time, Cameron posted, "A new freestyle called Slap Season on the legal system wasn't done either." After reviewing the extended tapes, the DA announced they'd be opening a separate investigation into VH1's internal practices. Allegations of coercion, mental manipulation, and false narrative scripting were now on the table. Meanwhile, while the fans were consuming the court audio, Mama Jones launched a brand new merchandise line overnight, which included, you guessed it, hoodies, mugs, and phone cases with the phrase, "She's lucky it was just a slap." Within 24 hours, they sold out. It's transparency and accountability, but people weren't buying it. Mona Scott went completely silent on Instagram, no tweets, interviews, or even a "hi y'all," and fans began to suspect that she had left the country. The hashtag #WhereIsMona began trending. People posting fictitious sightings of her in places like Cabo, Dubai, and even Antarctica. The fallout was unstoppable, and Mama Jones received offers for podcasts, book deals, and even a Netflix miniseries called Slapgate. There were also rumors that Tyler Perry was writing a biopic, and Chrissy was quietly half of the Love and Hip Hop cast unfollowed her. And influencers posted reaction videos to her fall like it was a new episode of Power. Meanwhile, Harlem was split, with older people applauding Mama Jones for checking Chrissy and protecting family honor, and younger crowds debating whether the slap was too much. However, one thing was evident to all generations. This wasn't just about a slap. It was about the essence of reality TV. By the end of the week, the courthouse was surrounded not only by protesters, but also by media vans, drones, and YouTubers live streaming from The judge said that a full retrial would be required after reviewing all the evidence, including the tapes, witness testimony, and social media impact. This meant that the circus was just getting started. Mama Jones smiled for the cameras as she left the courthouse, and the fans were watching every moment of it. However, the real kicker came when someone asked her what she thought of the judge's decision. One reporter on the sidewalk said that it felt like the OJ trial had a baby with a bet reunion special, and they weren't wrong, honestly. She looked at the camera and said, "I told you all, next time I won't miss." Boom. So after all this courtroom chaos, viral tapes, and public slaps, did you decide that Mama Jones, the hero of Harlem, didn't know it was necessary, or did Chrissy finally receive a dose of karma that she's been avoiding since season 1? Let's not act like Cameron's tape was just a small-time leak. No, that man dropped a bomb that rocked the entire reality TV food chain. Was it retaliation, or was he attempting to save someone before it was too late? One thing is certain: when a mother slaps her, who crossed the line, and who has been hiding behind PR statements for too long? If you thought this was crazy, well, it's not even the season finale. Like this video, subscribe. Turn on those notifications because the next scandal is already loading. And I promise you, you don't want to miss what happens in the courtroom. Son's fiancé in open court isn't just family drama. It's war. And now that it's public, everyone is taking sides.